Hello, it's Ashley's Yarnies, and today I'm going to answer another question with my opinion from girlsaskguys.com, that site, and I'm going to briefly discuss this movie I watched over the weekend. It's an indie movie. It's called Impossible Horror, and it was scary if you are a squeamish person. Like, it's not scary to me because things that I think are scary are movies like The Ring and Grudge. So, and even like a psychological horror, like psychological thriller that really chilled me and I thought about it even after I left the movie theater was The Others. I was like, and spoiler alert on that one, I was like, they were dead the whole time? I was watching dead people the whole time. Like, I'm watching ghosts. So that was funny to me, but like, I mean, it's still like I was in my bed at like well, how old was I? I was like 9 or 8, and I was just thinking, I'm like, they were dead. They all died. So it's like, but you know, you know what you can't say about The Others? That no one ever warned you at the beginning of the movie that they were dead. You just like me, you didn't think that all those newspaper clippings and stuff like that mattered. You didn't think it mattered. It wasn't just me. There was a lot of people that just thought it was random. And it's like, oh, it's just so that it won't interrupt the storyline while the credits roll on top. No, no, no. It was not just intro credit fanfare. It was important details. And then later it's like you feel like a ditz because they kind of warned you at the beginning of The Others that these people are there. You just didn't think because it's like, oh, those newspaper clippings are like grayscale. They're like, you know, in they're like olden day, and we're watching this now and it's in color. It's like, but for most people who are not colorblind, when you see stuff, even in the era that you exist in and all that stuff, you see stuff in color. Even the people back in the day that only saw silent movies or that had subtitles or grayscale movies, black and white movies, they, outside of the theater, saw things in color. So we're stuck together. We had a moment together. But anyways, off of The Others, because I totally went off topic. Yeah, so I'm gonna just briefly touch on right now the Impossible Horror movie and my opinion on it, or a impromptu novice review on it. But no one take it serious. This is not professional. So, yeah, it says, Lily, the main character, hears a scream every night. Lily wanders around her neighborhood at night, chasing the sound and trying to save whoever is making it. She meets Hannah along the way. Hannah wants to end the nightly screams and doesn't believe it's coming from an actual person. So, it touches, the movie does touch on some supernatural elements, but it's not, like, it's not like, I don't want to give away the story, that's why I'm, like, really saying it's not like, but, okay, it has a ghost elements to it, because I don't want to give away that story. Now, The Others been out for a long time, so everyone who was interested in seeing it or interested in horror, you should have saw it by now, okay? No excuse. This is a new decade, and it makes no sense. I don't care. But for Impossible Horror, it was released in 2017, and now we're in 2020, so it's only a few years old. It's not really scary to a person that likes really scary stuff, but it makes sense. And quite frankly, I'm just gonna touch on some of the things that made me laugh and I could relate to. So when the girl was living by herself and then she was like, she was hearing the screams and stuff at night. And she was like, you know what? I'm gonna go venturing around at night because why not? Like if none of your family calls you, no one checks on you, do you feel like, let me be overly safe with myself? You become more adventurous and you just like, well, it's not like anybody gonna miss me anyway. I might as well just have fun and go venturing around. So that's something that I would do even when I'm alone and I'm like on like when I was at my old college campus, I would wander around a lot because I was alone a lot. So I would wander around a lot. I didn't ever think, oh my gosh, you know what you have to do? You gotta overly look at your surroundings and you have to like make sure that you're around crowds. I really hate crowds. I really don't like a lot of crowds. I feel like they bring diseases and drama, many dramas. And when I say diseases, I mean common cold. That's what I'm talking about. Common cold. Every public space you go to, don't you find, if it's a crowded space, don't you find there's always at least one person hacking a lung away in the air? Like they're always coughing, they're barely covering their mouth, and you're just like, wow, these people are so inconsiderate. Like, and I just don't like them in my space like that. I like when there's barely anyone around because then I have a lot of space. And if you got a cough, you coughing way over there. And it's a lot of, if the room is airy, so you know the air could come in and out. It's not so congested that all the air easily is stay warm and it's traveling from person to person, breathing in, breathing out. No. But yeah, so on to the my opinion on one of the questions that I'm pulling from the Girls Ask Guys site. I already answered it on the site because I am on it. And if you see all the like stills before the video, I do put up a picture of when I saw the question and you'll see my response to it. So I'm not gonna go out my way to tell you my username on there because you can just read it. You can read it. You can read it. You know you can read it. So you can read it in the picture, and then I have a link and to the questions below. But honestly, it's not that important to like, because I don't have my picture on it, and I still won't because again, like, I just don't feel like it. I don't have my picture on all of my social media stuff. I don't feel like it. So that's that. Anyways, I have many questions I want to share my opinion on, but I'm going to do girls, have you ever had a guy best friend who eventually became your boyfriend or husband? Well, I'm single. So obviously it's like, well, is this question for you? He said girls, okay? He asked girls, so I'm going to answer because I'm a girl, okay? But obviously I have not incurred such a situation since I am single. But cracking myself up. But I don't think that it would be a very common thing or it's possible. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's very rare. Like finding gold is very rare. You can go out, you can look through all the rocks, all the riverbeds you want, but finding gold is rare. Okay, everybody doesn't find gold in their lifetime. So let me review the question again because I got so off track laughing and everything. Have you ever had a guy became your... Yeah, even for a boyfriend, I did not have a guy best friend that became my boyfriend. And the reason why that hasn't happened is not that I didn't have guy friends that befriended me for that reason and they ended up like, oh, hey Ash, I like you, we should date. But I always said no. And it's not because, okay, the reason why they were allowed to be of my friend, because I reviewed their case, is because like, if I saw them in a romantic way, I would have pushed it that way, but I didn't. There was always something that didn't click with what I wanted for my future with them, but I'm like, they're cool people, so we could be friends. So I'm gonna bring up an example, and then I'm gonna bring up an example of when a guy friend zoned me. So it's not like I haven't experienced it. I'm not a person that just gives, treatment I haven't received before. So we're just gonna all grow up and get on over it, because that's what adults do. So when the first A Quiet Place came out, right? Excuse me. I called my guy friend at the time, and I was like, oh, I want to go watch this horror movie. He was like, oh, okay. Well, me and my girlfriend, we're gonna go. We're gonna go with you. I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, I just want to go watch a movie. Besides the fact that they took all that, good thing I ate breakfast and I ate a snack like for lunch, because they procrastinated. They were just laying in the bed. The girl was playing her Nintendo DS, and he was just like, oh, I'm so tired. I just got from work. He's a mechanic. I just got from work. I'm just so tired. And he just laid in his bed. Like, yeah, he took off his mechanic clothes, but he laid in his bed from being outside, though. And then after, like, okay, yeah, he changed his clothes, but he changed his clothes in the bathroom and stuff. Not in front of me, of course not. But I'm saying, like, he ended up, right, because his bed was a mess. He sat and got comfortable in his bed from being outside. Your skin, your flesh was still outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did not take a bath for you to be in your bed after coming from outside. Like, I don't know. I just don't believe in that, but all right, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, things like that, that's the no. But anyways, and then after that, right, I told him, you should make the bed, because his girlfriend was like, yeah, it's fine, you could just be dirty in the bed and it be unmade all day. Like, what the clutter? What the pigsty? That is so disgusting. Like, the room was a mess. It was papers everywhere. He had like piles of clothes here and there, and like, it was like a mess. It was only like, you can only squeeze your way to the bed between the sit. You couldn't even sit on the dresser drawer, because, like, anyways, so I'm just saying, not that I sat on the dresser drawer, all that stuff. All of us, he was like, oh, I wouldn't chill out of my room. So all of us went in his room. Nothing happened. Get it out of your mind. All right. But the point here is, I told them I wanted to go watch A Quiet Place. I said I would pay for it for all of us, right? I had enough funds to pay for it for all of us. And these ding-dongs waited for the matinee, the latest showing. I don't know if that's what it's called. I really feel like matinee is what it's called. I don't do late movies, okay? That's what I don't do. I don't do that. So I'm just like, I'm already annoyed by them, right? And then, you know what actually made us be that late? Like, because he picked me up with his girlfriend in the car since 2 p.m. in the day, right? And then we got to the movie theater by 12 in the morning, 12 a.m. I'm like, and you know what? We weren't even doing much. Like, okay, so they were on the bed and all that stuff, right? And they were just, for real, like, okay, we watched a movie earlier that day from after, okay, 2, and the movie went to like 3 o'clock. Or no, like 5, like 4 or 5, like 4:30 to 5, right? It went off because I had bought a DVD and we watched it. I fixed the DVD player and we watched the movie there. Now, I'm like, okay, so are we going to go watch the movie now? Because, you know, I just want to go watch a movie and go home. So, I know what you think. You're like, how does this apply to, I don't date my friends or whatever. I haven't dated a guy that is a close friend of blah, blah. I'm saying that before he even got with his girlfriend, he asked me out on multiple occasions. And I did play like... I didn't understand what he was talking about because I just didn't want to have that dispute. I was avoiding the topic. And then he was like, well, I hate being single. I think anyone who's like, oh, I'm just going to be with someone just so I don't be single, I can't respect you. I don't respect you. You know, and these things about his character are flaws that are deal breakers to me. And that is why he was not nothing. He could be nothing more than a friend to me because I just can't. He has a very weak character. Then he said to me once before that he wanted, if he ever got married or if he went and had children with someone, he wants them to take care of him and the children. And he stays home. And I'm like, so you're going to cook for the kids and clean up? He's like, no, I'm going to just stay home and watch them. Like, then you don't need to be home. Okay? If you're not BB homemaker, what are you home for? Watching your kids for? Okay? If you're spending my money to feed them and spending my money to go and get a housemaid to clean up the house because I'll be too tired to come from when I came from work. Why would I go and be like, that's what I want, I want a guy like that? Like, who wants a guy like that? Who? Not me. And that is a deal breaker for me. Now, there's girls that want to take care of, I'm sorry, let me say it like this. There's women that want to take care of men, and that is their prerogative. But it's not what I want to do. So that's why he was not ever thought about in that way. That's why he was friend zoned. Okay? And to finish up on the Quiet Place thing, because I don't like A Quiet Place, okay? And I see that it's coming out with A Quiet Place 2. I didn't like the movie. And I didn't like the movie not because the concept was boo, not even because the villains in the movie were bad. It was because of the cop-out, because, you know, just by miracle, the thing, it doesn't get along with, it clashes with the deaf girl's hearing aid, the bootleg made hearing aid that her dad made. And then they don't explain, like, why deeply, and even if they, like, briefly touched on that, and I just forgot about it because I still don't like that movie, we really just gonna get over the fact that she, like, I don't care what none of you all say, she helped to get her little brother killed, like, I mean, and then y'all, the writers of the movie, are basically spoiling her. And the only reason why you're spoiling her is because you're like, well, she has something wrong with her, so it gives her a pass to be a horrible person and not be, you know, learn from her actions and stuff. Like, life don't work that way. Karma don't work that way. But whatever. I ain't watching the second one. I'm not watching this second one. But anyways, so, yeah, back to before we even got to the theater, and I was disappointed, and what made me just pissed off with the whole thing, and I just was like, throw this whole experience to the trash bin. Okay? Like, I'm not going to forget it, but I don't want to repeat it. So that's why I'm not going to forget it. I'm going to make sure I remember, and I'm not doing no third wheel, let's go to the movies with some procrastinators ever again. Ever again. If I can't go by myself and I can't go with my mom, then I ain't going. So no one ask me, because I ain't going out. I'm not going out with y'all. Y'all procrastinate too much. Then, okay, so they were like, oh, we want sushi. I don't eat raw fish unless it's tuna from a can or salmon from a can or imitation crab meat. And I don't care what you have, what your opinion is on these meats. That's what I like. That's my prerogative. It's what I like. So it's my opinion. This is my body. So what I want to eat, I will eat. Okay. So anyways, you know, within my ability, within my scope, if it's in my reach and I can achieve it with my body, if I want to eat that food and it's in my fridge, I will. Okay. But anyways, so yeah, so they kept trying to convince me to go to a sushi place. Do I look like I want stomach parasites? Do I look like I want to throw up all night? Do I look like I want a bacterial stomach problem? Oh. Anyways, back to what I was saying before I got interrupted by a call. I had to take a call. So yeah, so we ended up, fast forward from wherever I was at before, we ended up going to Taco Bell, and I ordered from the dollar menu, but I was trying to give the guy that was my friend at the time money to pay for the food, and he was like, no, you're already paying to go, well, I pay for my food at least, you know, I was gonna pay for my food, I ordered from the dollar menu, I could pay for that, you know. Anyways, and I wasn't too hungry, and I don't really like eating late at night, morning, the morning, because that's what it was. Basically 12 a.m. it's morning. So I offered, he denied it. He was like, no, because then I'll have to pay with your money and my my credit card, and you're already paying for the movie theater for all of us. So I was like, okay, fine. It got chilly that night. I don't even know. It was so weird. It just came out of nowhere, the cool air, but maybe it's because we were out into the early morning, like 12 at night morning. You know, you have to do that because 12 a.m. is still dark, but it's morning. So it's like, well, the day has reset, you know, the coming day has reset, and it's like, well, it's cool now. You know, like, the weather has reset in a way. So, it didn't come with much of a warning, but it was a new day, so it was like, anyways, so they went, and I just hurried up and ate my the few things I ordered from the dollar menu. I forgot what I ordered. It was a few years ago when this happened. I ate it in the car, and then they took theirs in the theater, and they were eating in the theater and all that stuff. That's great for them and all that, but they ordered a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Who eats, like, after procrastinating all day about what you're gonna eat, and you really wanted to eat sushi, like, and I told them, you could go eat sushi. We just go, all you have to do, hurry up, go watch the movie, drop me back off home, and do whatever you want. Go eat sushi, whatever. I'm not interested in it. You can't force me to be interested. So, anyways, so Together, the movie was disappointing because all of the hype online, everyone was like, oh, it's so great, like it's such a deep movie, and it's so like beyond superficial, like it has a deeper meaning of learning in life, you know, like Howl's Moving Castle type deeper learning. That's because, you know, when you say a movie is deep and it's going to teach me a lesson, you know, and it's interesting, and you say it's really great. When something's really great to me, it taught me something, and I can always go back to it and relearn that lesson and find out small things that teach me things from it, you know, small details. But it was a superficial movie. It's like, it's superficial. It's not something I would rewatch again. Okay, and it didn't really have a moral code or compass, in my opinion, because if you're over here spoiling, as the writer, someone who basically just got their little brother killed, like what movie? Why are we doing that? But you know what, off of that topic, because I'm sure someone is going to try to argue, verbally combat what I'm saying, so whatever. You could say all you want in the comment section about what I said and how you don't like my opinion or whatever. It still doesn't change my opinion on the matter, and I'm not watching the second installment. I'm not watching it. So, yeah, then a second example where I was put in the friend zone. I've been put in the friend zone a couple of times. There's this, when I was in high school, it was this guy. I thought he was cute. I thought he was cute. And he was like a classmate of my ex-boyfriend's, like my ex-boyfriend's classmate. And yeah, they weren't really close, but they shared friends together. Like they knew they had people that they talked to in common. So, but I mean, I really don't care, even if they were really friends or something, because my ex-boyfriend cheated on me, so it doesn't matter. All bets are off when cheating comes up. Okay, well, certain ones aren't, like, still not on the table. Like, I'm not gonna pull a Lori Harvey and be like, I'ma date your father. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna date your brother or your father. But your best friend, your friend, some guy you know of, is not off limits. Okay. No. But I'm not gonna brag about it to everybody. He would be like a rebound. I mean, the best friend would be a rebound, but like a guy that you know of, I could have a serious relationship with him, you know. You cheated. You have no say. I don't have to respect you because you didn't respect me. And so, you don't matter. Anyways, but off of that, yeah, so he told me, I don't know, was it him that petted me on my head? He was like, Ashley, you're cute. But I see you as a little sister. I don't see you like in a romantic way. And I was like, okay. I was like, the funny part is I always laugh. I didn't cry. I've gotten rejections before. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, I was like, wow. Okay. It didn't change anything. And then I talked to him right after. Yeah. And I was a teenager then. I talked to him right after, like, oh, so about this anime, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's what I did. Because that's how you should deal with rejection. You have to always understand that there's always going to be another person that you're interested in. Okay, and I would know that. And even at the time, I would know that. I had so many crushes on so many different anime guys. Why would I be like, oh, you know what, like, when my interest it shifts with anime guys. It's like, imagine with real guys, you know? So I'm just like they say, you shoot your shot, and if you make it, okay. If you don't, you try again elsewhere, because there'll be another time and something else you'll be interested in. Hello. And that's how you leave it. And that is my opinion and my story time and my reviews. That concludes my reviews too on A Quiet Place, Impossible Horror, and what was it called again? It was called The Others. Yeah, The Others. In which The Others, at the beginning of this, I did a spoiler. So, oh well.